What up, brothers? Hope everybody's doing well out there. I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. In tonight's walk, I want to talk about a certain, phenotype, certain type of guy that pretty much every woman out there is interested in dating. If you are this type of guy, most women out there will be interested in getting with you and getting to know you better. And that type of guy is a bad boy that treats her really good. And the reason why I want to talk about this subject is because I'm going to be honest with you, I think most men out there are the complete opposite of that. And really, I think the Manosphere turns guys into the complete opposite of that. Because there's so many people out there, there's so many guys out there, even dating coaches and Manosphere guys, that push this message to guys that if you treat women like shit, you get better results. Treat her mean, keep her keen type of deal. Basically you'll see a lot of ideas like women love assholes, women love jerks, so on and so forth. But I had to do some thinking in my own life, my own dating life, and also in the circles of friends that I grew up with, became an adult with, social circles up to this day. What type of men were the ones that just got the best results with women? And it was always the guys that were bad boys, right? Now, there's all different types of bad boys, right? You could be, I've known athletes, I've known steroided up bodybuilders and power lifters, I've known drug dealers, I've known cage fighters, all different types of guys. Guys that are just handsome ladies men that exude that bad boy persona. And one thing that I noticed, the ones that were really good with women always treated them really good. And I can even think about people in Hollywood or the music industry. I was watching a video the other day and they were talking about Jada Pinkett Smith. She's married to Will Smith, but she had a fling with Tupac when she was younger. And I was gonna use James Bond as a reference because he's this bad boy, but he's a total gentleman with women. But then I was like, wait, Tupac was actually a real life person, and he actually fits this mold even better. So Tupac was this guy, he had thug life tatted across his ripped abs. He was cocky, he was a loudmouth, he was always talking shit, he was always fighting people. He got shot, he was running around with drug dealers and gangbangers and, guns and violence and all sorts of stuff. But you won't find a single clip, not one clip, of him ever disrespecting a woman. But you'll find hundreds of clips, dozens of clips, maybe hundreds, of him buying women flowers, just being draped all over women, hugging them, kissing them, smiling with them, just being a total sweetheart to these women. This guy that is running around fighting people and, talking all this shit, battle rapping. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. That's who he was in the streets and out there in the real world. But to women, he was a total sweetheart, just like James Bond, right? Same thing. You could say Leonardo DiCaprio to some degree, right? He's a different type of bad boy. He's like this wise, handsome, kind of laid back, cocky guy that can get any woman he wants, but you never find situations where he's treating women poorly. You know, he's always a sweetheart. And he's still out there banging Instagram models and Rihanna and, you know, whoever else. Doing pretty damn good. But, you know, I do hear a lot of talk in the Manosphere, you know, amongst usually younger and less experienced dating coaches. But they basically push this message that women respond to emotionally uncertain assholes that treat them poorly and so on and so forth. I can't tell you one time in my personal life when treating a woman poorly has gotten me better results than treating her good. You know, I was in a 10-year relationship. From the very first time we had sex until the very last time we had sex. The better that I treated her, the more the more she wanted to be intimate, the more she wanted to be close, the better she treated me, the better our relationship was. But you know, I was kind of an asshole. You know, to the rest of the world, I was kind of an asshole. So, you know, it makes a lot of sense. Because you have to think, you know, if you really think about this, the men that get the best results in this world, regardless of, you know, what field we're talking about here, are the bad boys, right? You know, if you're a business executive, you got to play the game. You know, it's not about what's morally right. It's about playing the fucking game and winning. Everybody knows that. If you're a drug dealer, it's about playing the game. It's about being a bad boy and playing the game. It's not about what's right or wrong. You know, if you're a professional athlete, it's about playing the game. It's not about giving a shit about, you know, being sad because you got to beat somebody. No, somebody's got to lose. You got to be the bad boy that goes out there and fucking takes it. You know, that's what bad boys do. But most men that come to the Manosphere for dating advice are the opposite of that. They are nice guys that treat women like shit. The key difference here is a bad boy has the opportunity, he has the option to treat women like shit, and they'll still like him. But when he sees one that he likes, he treats her good. And that's a polarizing dynamic because that woman knows that she has a wild horse. You know, an untamed wild horse that's out there running the fields. But he's tame for her. He doesn't have to be, but he is. Whereas a nice guy is tamed in the real world. He's a pussy. You know, he can't really get much done out there. He's not going to take it. He's not going to go out there and fucking take it. He doesn't have it in him to do it. And then when he gets home with his lady, he's insecure. He knows he's not enough of a man in the real world. So he gets in there with his wife and he starts treating her like shit and taking it out on her. Abusing her. Now, it's two totally different dynamics. That, you know, I think a lot of people don't quite understand. But this idea that goes on out there about, like, you know, treating women like shit is going to get you results. It's ass backwards. Anybody that knows what they're talking about will tell you that's a ridiculous claim. Most women probably won't admit it, but I've seen it happen too many times in public. Women like to brag about their bad boy. They like to brag about, oh, my boyfriend will kick your ass. They like to brag about, oh, my boyfriend makes so much money, I don't have to work, but I do anyways. They like to brag, you know, my boyfriend is way better than you. You know, when a pickup artist cold approaches them, they like to say, my boyfriend's gonna beat your ass. You know, they like to be able to brag about their bad boy boyfriend. Now, I know there's a lot of black-pilled incel types out there that'll watch this video and you'll say, yeah, sure, this only works if you're a Chad. Well, I've got news for you. I don't necessarily disagree with that. You know, whether you like it or not, human beings are biologically hardwired the way they are hardwired. You can't change it. And women subconsciously seek out men that, number one, have good genetics, right? So being handsome, having muscles, being tall, these are symbols of good genetics. So of course they like physically attractive men. You know, it only makes sense. Men like physically attractive women. You know, get over it. But you know, they also like rich men. They're biologically hardwired to seek out men that can provide for them. You know, I know we've got third wave feminism and all that, and women half the time make more than men do, but they're still seeking out a man that can provide. But most importantly, they're seeking out that provision. You know, a nice guy can't really give her that provision, and that's why he gets frustrated and treats her poorly. Whereas the bad boy, you know, he gets those results in life. You know, he does what he's supposed to do so he can give her that provision. And a woman feels safe, you know, being alongside a bad boy that treats her good. Right now I'm walking down the street. Sometimes when I'm walking down this street, you know, I'll walk past a woman, you know, like a cute little 25-year-old chick walking her dog or some shit like that. And, you know, I'm 6 foot tall, over 200 pounds. I bench, squat, and deadlift, you know, about 350 each. You know, I kind of walk like I lift weights and shit. Now, when I look at one of these girls, I'm thinking, wow, that's a cute girl right there. Maybe I should talk to her. Had to stop the video. Some lady asked me what I was doing. It was an older lady. She got mad because I was recording. That happens every so often. But you got to respect the old ladies in the neighborhood. You know, they talk a lot. I'll put it like that. So anyways, I don't really even remember what I was saying at this point. Oh yeah, so sometimes I'm walking down the street, you know, and there's a cute 25-year-old girl walking down the street. To me, it's like, oh, there's a good-looking girl right there. But women are biologically hardwired to have like fear and anxiety inside of them, right? I'm big and strong enough to fend for myself. But a woman, I might as well be like a bear or a lion walking down the street, right? So when she sees me, it might be like anxiety, fear. When I see her, it's like adrenaline, excitement. So think about that. You know, what type of a man does a woman want by her side, you know, when she goes through life? You know, she wants a man that the rest of the world perceives as a bad boy, you know, a guy that you don't fuck with, but he treats her good. You know, what would repulse a woman? A guy that's a weak, you know, flimsy, floppy, nice guy to the rest of the world, but treats her like shit. How many guys in the Manosphere do you think fit that phenotype? Something to think about. Now, I'm not trying to diss anybody in particular, but I'm just saying. Alright guys, I'm almost home, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this one off, but hope this video was somewhat informative. Now I gotta bounce. Peace.
To the window, to the wall, Till the sweat drops down my balls, until all you bitches crawl. Oh, skeet, skeet, goddamn.